Coming up next, my top 3 perfumes or fragrances for job interviews. This is where you need to make a good impression, you need to stand out, but you don't want to, of course, offend anybody. Find out what 3 perfumes will do that job for you coming up next. Welcome back, everybody, to Joel the Nose. Thank you for watching as always. I appreciate your support. Today's video, my top 3 fragrances for job interviews. You know, right now the world is crazy. We're kind of slowly still coming out of COVID and going back into the workforce. A lot of companies are requiring people to come back in now, at least part-time. So, you know, you may be going into the office again for the first time, or maybe you've got an interview because there's these job openings now that are opening and employers are desperate to find employees. So maybe you're switching jobs. So if you have a job interview and you're worried about what to wear, I see people talk about this a lot of time. Sometimes people say, don't wear anything because you may offend somebody. I don't agree with that. That's like to me saying, you know, don't wear clothes, or don't wear a suit because that may, you know, that particular suit or that particular tie may offend somebody. No, you wear what makes you feel comfortable. For me, wearing perfume gives me confidence, it gives me energy, it enlivens me, and I'm sure it does for most of you. So I would never say don't wear a fragrance. Now, does that mean wear an abundance of a fragrance? No, I think with a job interview, you need to tone it down a little bit. Because again, you may get somebody who doesn't like that particular smell, and you want to be on the conservative side. So tone down maybe what you would normally wear. But if you're like me, you wear it because it gives you confidence and it makes you feel good. So having said that, let's get right into this. And this is in no particular order, but I'm going to go with my third choice, which I don't have with me right now, and that is 8 and Bob the Original. And let's see if I can just pull up on the phone here. I'll pull it up for you guys because for those of you who haven't seen it. But 8 and Bob the Original, first of all, it's a great story. For those of you who don't know, JFK originally had this fragrance, and hold on, people are just texting me like crazy. So that is it right there. That is 8 and Bob the Original. And it is a fragrance. JFK originally wore it, found it in France, brought it back to the United States. There's a long storied history. I see people when they come into Osme Perfumery, when they hear about it, they love it. They love hearing about it. People come in and say, hey, do you have that JFK perfume? So this is a great interview piece. Think about that. You're in there, you've got this very classic, very almost barbershop, a little bit fougere type fragrance, although I would not call it a barbershop fougere, but it's in that kind of fresh genre. It's got cardamom, it's got ginger, it's got guaiac wood and cedar. It's very manly, it's very, but it's not overpowering. It's still fresh and light, and it's got that JFK story that would be great, I think, in any interview that you're going in if someone actually asks you about it. Not saying they're going to, but sometimes people will say, hey, I like that perfume you're wearing. What is it? So this is going to be a good one, and it's just, again, loved by pretty much everyone that I've seen smell it. I don't have the bottle right now because I actually gave it to my son, who is 19 and wears it now all the time. So he wears it. It's a great, also younger person fragrance, but it's also great for somebody like me. So that's number 3. Let's go number 2, I would say, and this is from Therapia by Aroma. You guys know this is the local artisan Miami perfumer and perfume house, and this is Chypre. Chypre is one of those great, just classic fragrances that she has made. Irene, who's of course the perfumer at Therapia by Aroma. This fragrance, I love it. Probably one of my favorites from the house. Again, it's very classic, built around woody notes, lavender. I think this doesn't even list what's in here, but I think you've got kind of like a citrusy top with bergamot. And some oak moss in there that just gives it that kind of traditional Chypre. This is, To me, if you love Chypre, by the way, for those who didn't know, that's how it's pronounced, is Chypre. Chypre. Just gonna be a fragrance that exudes business, great with the suit, great with long sleeves, very fresh, very manly, again, very traditional, and is gonna do the trick for any interview, and it's not gonna overpower you. Her fragrances are all very wearable and very good on the skin. And that's gonna lead me to my final fragrance, and this is gonna be, you know, maybe something a little bit different for some of you. That is Musk Therapy from Initio. Musk Therapy, again, to me, this is a little bit different from the other ones, but it's got a little bit of a sweeter, smell to it. It's got some bergamot, some mandarin, white magnolia. It gives it a little bit of that white kind of flower sweet. It's got cassis, white sandalwood, and white musk and rose musk. So to me, again, a fragrance that just hits all the notes for an interview that is going to be where you want to make an impression, where you want to be remembered. Again, just to emphasize this, the sense of smell is the only one of the five senses that is processed in the same part of the brain as memory and emotion. So these three perfumes, in my opinion, and for me on my skin, of course it's going to be different for everybody, but I recommend try them. Let me know how it goes, especially if you have job interviews. This is also, by the way, would be great to wear into the office. So any three of these fragrances, not only for job interviews, but also in the office where they're very pleasant. People, when they get in close, are probably going to notice them, but they're not going to overpower anybody, and they're not going to be, in anybody's face. So there you have it, my three favorite fragrances for job interviews / office, situations. And let me know some of the ones that you guys like. And again, last point, if you're going to wear a fragrance, don't go with one of the designer ones that everybody wears. You're literally just smelling like every other dude. You're not going to stand out. Or woman, which, whoever is watching this, you're not going to stand out. You're going to smell like every other person. Give yourself that extra little edge when you're being interviewed and there's say tons of other people being interviewed for the job. Obviously, it's your credentials that matter the most, your resume, how you actually interview, but every little bit helps. And to be remembered, this is something that can help you remember a well-chosen perfume. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be back soon with another video. As always, peace, love, and perfumes.